During these critical stops in the Sunshine State, both campaigns are targeting Latino voters. Latinos make up 20% of eligible voters here in Florida. And all new at 6, our Isabel Rosales takes a deeper dive into the importance of the Latino vote and discovers the issues that sway them vary as much as their backgrounds.
For his attempts to overthrow Fidel Castro,
5 veces fui, 5 años seguidos, y logramos condenar a Fidel Castro.
Roberto Pisano spent 18 years as a political prisoner in Cuba.
Castro hizo de Cuba lo que es hoy: ruina, sangre, odio y destrucción.
On his body, scars from battle, torture, and forced labor. Under gray hair, a bullet wound. On his wrist, a cut by a guard's bayonet.
El amigo de mi enemigo es mi enemigo.
Pisano is voting to re-elect President Donald Trump. He values Trump's hard stance on Cuba, like travel restrictions. And just last month, another round of sanctions, banning U.S. citizens from buying Cuban cigars and rum or staying in government-owned hotels.
Effective immediately, I am canceling the last administration's completely one-sided deal with Cuba.
What's the hot button word for Cubans?
Socialism. Socialismo. Es muy malo, see?
They don't like that.
No, they do not like it.
For Pisano and other Cubans who ran from Castro's regime, a perception that Biden's visions and policies will eventually lead to communism here in the U.S.
Perdí la patria original, esta me dio abrigo y no quiero perderla.
Cubans make up a third of the state's Latino vote and are high turnout voters. But while the GOP has long enjoyed their vote, Democrats have slowly picked away at the gap. According to the Pew Research Center, 58% of registered Cuban voters align with the Republican Party. Nearly 2 decades ago, it was 67%.
You can't look at Hispanics and say, okay, they're one block and we got to go after them in this one way. That's never, ever going to work.
Victor De Mayo was born in Ybor to Cuban and Italian parents. His family rolled cigars and owned a grocery store in West Tampa. The space, now Arcoiris Cafe, where I met him for a cafecito. De Mayo and a growing portion of Florida's Cubans want to try new ideas toward a free Cuba. The thawing of relationships, you see that as the way forward, not sanctions and restrictions.
I saw the positive, and it's going to take a long time.
That's one reason he's voting for Joe Biden.
Half a century, we've tried this policy against Cuba, and it's not worked. It's not worked.
One issue does seem to unite Latinos: healthcare.
What good is it to have the best doctors and the best hospitals and the best drugs in the world if you can't access it, if you don't have the money to pay for it?
Luis Arana is Puerto Rican. The Army veteran turned handyman says Obamacare isn't perfect, but he doesn't want to see it go.
Well, I think it's very difficult to be a voter at 2020.
Arana is voting Trump for the economy. As a Christian, he also cares for Trump's pro-life approach. And his own house is divided. His wife of Mexican heritage cares most about immigration policy like DACA, but not so much for Trump's character.
He doesn't have no filter, but I don't think he means some of the things he says.
Arana tells me the president's handling of Hurricane Maria was a low point.
The tossing of paper towels, like if we were, poverty people of a nation.
Dr. Susan McManus tells me it's tough to know which way Puerto Ricans will go.
One size fits all does not work with the Latino voters in Florida, period.
They are just behind Cubans as the largest Latino electorate in Florida and tend to register as no party affiliation.
After Maria is when it became more obvious to us that we are second-class citizens.
Retiree Lydia Medrano spends her time volunteering at Casa Biden in Tampa.
I trust Joe Biden when he says that he's fighting for the soul of this country.
The Puerto Rican cares about immigration and health care, but also about character.
I feel he runs the country like The Apprentice.
She believes Puerto Ricans should have the same rights as any other American citizen through statehood. And while President Trump announced last month $13 billion would go to the island for disaster relief, it's not winning her vote.
He's approving money at the last minute, like trying to buy votes and I think that's dishonest.
When it comes to the race for the White House, all 4 Latinos agree both sides shouldn't assume which issues or party loyalties will sway them. But the biggest mistake, neglect.
You ignore them at your own peril if you're a politician.
The fight for the Latino vote is closer than ever. In your opinion, who's going to win the Latino vote, Biden or Trump?
I think it could be either way, and it could be a split.
Isabel Rosales, ABC Action News.